This is one of those situations where I really wish I had, like, a before shot, because unfortunately I just kind of got in my mode and did my thing, and I don't really have a good thing to look back on, unfortunately. Maybe if I look through my photos, but yeah, that's going to be an all-day affair. So, my garage. It has been a mess for a long time. We pretty much piled everything in here back in 2014, didn't really think about it too much, and I've been slowly adding to my pile, and it's been getting out of control. So I finally decided, you know what, I'm done. Actually, Ryan is getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and his clearing out kind of inspired me to do the same thing. So here I am, doing the same thing. So we're going to look at my garage, because a lot has changed, and I kind of want to show it off. So if you follow me on Mastodon, or if you somehow found my Instagram, which I don't publicly advertise, because that's more for my IRL people, but I'm not going to stop people from following it, but I'm not also going to say where it is. You probably have already seen a lot of this, but we're going to go through it on video. I know somebody has been asking for a room tour, and this is about as close as you're going to get for right now. So, this is it. This is everything. A lot has changed. So, I guess we'll start off in the corner here. So, this is a gauge cluster from one of my old cars. I can't remember which one. I want to say I got it at the junkyard, but I think it was destined to go in one of my old Corollas that ended up not living to see another day. So, but this all here used to be just piled high with boxes, and I went through the boxes and sorted everything out. I still have a lot to do, because I actually put a lot of it like over there somewhere, and I have to go through and see what I am willing to get rid of, because there's a bunch of cables, and I like having cables around. They're good to have just in case, like, you need something, but that's actually what's in these bags over here, is just a bunch of cables I need to organize. But this trunk is full of stuff I also have to go through. But yeah, this used to be packed to the wall, like up to the ceiling, so big improvement. All these boxes over here have been consolidated. All these ones are actually, or what I've heard, have been called doom boxes, which I just piled a bunch of stuff into them and needed to get out of the way in a more organized fashion. Now with those, however, I did take care to document everything that's gone into them, and I have them in a spreadsheet somewhere. So if I'm looking for something, I always consult that spreadsheet and say, hey, is it happen to be in one of those boxes? And yeah, so going down here, this is all a unorganized mess I still need to go through. This is what I kind of got it down to. And before anybody sees this and recognizes it, no, I don't do MLM crap. These are boxes actually we got when Ryan and I back in 2017 picked up a bunch of Mac stuff, and that's the boxes they were packed into, so not much we can do. Over here we have, well, the remains of one of my inaugural projects for this whole setup. I actually got a Fractal Define R5 and moved my main PC out of this venerable Corsair 600T, and now I need to just put this thing back together and like file it away somewhere, because I don't want to get rid of this case. I think it's a really good case. Just for my uses, it was unfortunately a bit too unwieldy. So here we have the workbench. As you can see, there's my iMac G3. This is a Grape iMac G3, one that I've actually not exactly done any kind of video on just yet, but it's here and it works. And you might be noticing things are a bit different, and that's because I'm actually shooting with a dedicated camera today. I actually have a Canon Vixia R500, and it used to be a camera that I once had, and Ryan actually found his in his closet somewhere, and was like, hey, do you want it for free? And I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. I miss having a dedicated camera, kind of, for stuff like this. But yeah, so the shelving, I have yet to really utilize. I'm just using it to get stuff up off the ground right now. But I have two big shelves up here. It's going to be for stuff that when I file it away. This CRT, I believe it's valuable. I've been told that it is good for computers with the 2E card in them. That's actually going to go to someone who is interested in it, because I do not want it. I do not need it, because I'm never getting a 2E card in my life, probably. So this is just various chunk of stuff to go through, and I have space up here. Then I have this little kind of mid-shelf here. Currently I'm just stacking random stuff here, but this is going to be where my tools go. I'm going to be putting a soldering station up here. This might be a little too high for that, but I'm not sure. We'll see when we get there. My hot air station is going to go up here, and hopefully I would like to rig something up to where I can have a camera pointing down, because I would like to do repair live streams out here. you know, like on Dave's channel or something. So that's my eventual plan for out here. Then across the desk we have my test monitor, which I do plan on bringing my G4 out here and hooking it up to this. And before someone comes for me, like they did before, this is a true test monitor because we have DVI and VGA. I just remember someone making a big deal about that on one of my older videos, and so, yeah, screw you. Anyway, the main computer I use out here is the Precision 7720. I don't still have it. It came back to me with a interesting trade deal I made with a friend of mine, so here it is. It's back in its glory, and it's the computer I use out here, pretty much. Here we have the wire shelf that was previously sitting right here and load-bearing all of my computers, including these ones right here. So it was like going up to the ceiling with computers because I had a whole bunch of Ivy Bridge and Haswell era systems just stacked up here. I ended up donating like all of them. So yeah, get them out of here. I don't need them. Another thing that was also sitting here, it's my makeshift stool, by the way, because this was my old office chair and it kind of broke apart, unfortunately. But down here we have a trunk. That's where all my keyboards live and some other things. And then a power edge. In fact, I can probably just get this over here because camera is struggling a little bit, but there's a power edge. I believe it is, let's see, zoom. Yeah, it's Pentium 3 based. That also eventually needs to disappear, but for right now I've cleared enough room that it can wait for a bit. Over here I used one of the shelves to kind of sit on top of the wire shelf to give it a little more stability, so that way I could set stuff up on here and work on it if I need to. Over here, this is where I plan on putting the G4 and some other things down here. And then this is just various storage. I think I'm going to put drives over here and stuff like that, but we'll see what happens. I've got 3 iBooks that were foisted upon me. I don't know why, because I say I don't like dealing with those machines, yet I keep running into them. And then this shelf, both of these shelves, this one was on the pile of garbage like over there somewhere, and decided to make it into a kind of a little shelf because, like, in here I have a whole bunch of various garbage, UI adapters for the most part. But this shelf was interesting because this shelf was actually over here. I decided to move it over here to give me a little more room to tuck the wire shelf in right here. So yeah, good stuff. And this all used to be full with junk I have not been through in years. It is all now gone, thankfully. That Dell Inspiron is still here, unfortunately. That needs to disappear too, but again, I've cleared enough room that I'm not overly concerned with the rest of it right now. As for other things, well, this is the pile of stuff that I've put together to kind of... This is the I need to get rid of this stuff pile. So you can see, I mean, my roommates have added some things onto it, unfortunately, but what I can do, like these routers, or this router, well, that's also a router up there. There's some network equipment in there too that I really don't need, and this stuff needs to go at some point as well. The 2SI is going to somebody else. They have already called dibs on this. I just have to figure out shipping, and then we're done with that. And there's a Think Center down there that needs to go somewhere, so yeah, I have to dig through these boxes because there's actually some things in here that I said I had for somebody else, and they wanted pictures, and I said I would get them as soon as I could, which, you know, I should be doing that now, but content creation calls. But yeah, this has been my life, my project for like the last week or two. Just building a happy place out here for me to work on things, because having to divide my room between working on things and actually using it as my room has been just a pain in the ass. So it's very nice to be able to finally have a dedicated space where it's like I don't feel the need to have to like rush it or get it cleaned up by the time I need to go to bed. I can just leave it out here and be fine with it. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this little peek at what I'm doing. Still got ways to go, but it looks awesome so far, and I am enjoying the crap out of it. Till next time, I will see you guys later.